Hi everyone and welcome back. This is the painting video of the iLife 1/60th scale Full Armour Gundam Sentinel version resin kit. If you haven't watched the unboxing, you can click right here to see that first. But let me straight off the bat comment on the quality of the kit. In terms of the fitting and details, they are very nice. Essentially everything fits nicely and barely any rescribing is needed. However, for some reason there are quite a lot of tiny bubbles on the surfaces, and they can become very visible when you do just a primer over them and sand the surface a little. It just means a lot of filling or sanding is required as preparations for painting. And here I am adding panel lines to the parts that didn't have. This is to enhance the detail later on with panel line liquid. So the client and I decided to go for the Thunderbolt colors for this project, as the Thunderbolt color scheme is just much superior than the Sentinel one. Plus the two suits share quite a lot of similarities, so we thought it would pair well quite naturally. Thunderbolt colors are rather straightforward. There are three major colors: white, dark blue, and maroon, with some of the details being in yellow, orange, and metallic teal. I was aiming to replicate the tones of the Furcar kit. The color mixes are in the description as always, but with the blue I was looking for a mix that's a little more towards the violet side. You know what I mean if you compare it to the HG version. With the maroon red it took quite a lot of trial and errors, but essentially it is mainly wine red and a bit of purple. Masking on this kit was quite straightforward, as it is a large kit with pretty large parts and details. So yes, overall it was quite pleasant to work on it. The most complicated parts to mask were the parts where there are circular details, so in those cases a circle cutter was used to help. For the decals I went with mostly 1/100 scale ones. Having smaller scale decals just makes the kit look bigger and gives more presence. Case in point, look at the life-size unicorn for reference. For Thunderbolt specific decals, I was having trouble finding stuff that would work in 1/60th scale, but what do you know? The MG ones actually work pretty well on the shoulders. You do get some PG Unleashed RX-78-2 specific decals included in the kit. So some of them were useful, but some of them were not so much. For example, like the white base ones. In here I'm using some stickers and photo edge parts to add details here and there. Overall, matching the same colors on the main body was pretty simple, as both suits share pretty similar parts. What is drastically different though is the backpack and the booster packs. For the Thunderbolt suit, the backpack is mainly white with some maroon thrusters. But for the Sentinel one, there are these two boosters that are commonly seen in the Sentinel kit, and especially the EXS Gundam, which we didn't think would look very good in white. And even more so for the thrusters, those definitely would not work if they were in a maroon color. The only aspect that I'm not 100% satisfied with is the different tones of blue. There are in total 3 shades of blues, but they ended up being a little bit too similar in tones that they are hard to discern from each other. Another challenge was to paint the weapons, specifically the cannons on the backpack, as it is completely different to the Thunderbolt one. So the challenge was to find colors that match and be believable that the Thunderbolt could arm. So for the display base that comes with the kit, there are some laser engraved markings, and to bring those markings out, I used some enamel gold paint. The process is basically the same as panel lining. You just fill those gaps in. It is quite a long process and quite messy. Once it's dried a little bit, you can scrub the paint off of the surface with some lighter fluid. The effect is subtle and not overpowering. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the reveal. And as always, see you in the next one.